bring to order Township Committee meeting, Township of Hamilton, Tuesday, January 16, 2024. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and the Star Ledger on January 6th and January 7th, 2024. Mr. Cheek?
Here.
Mr. Laws?
Here.
Mr. Patali? Dr. Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Schenker.
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection? We have no guest presentations tonight. Additions, deletions, late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. We have two additions, 7A.2, business registration for Crumble, Maze Landing for 4300 Black Horse Pike. 7H is a resolution authorizing the applicant the 2024 New Jersey DOT local freight grant on Gale Avenue. Deletions, 3B, discussion regarding regulation, construction sites, and the requirement to contain the spread of contaminants to the environment. 3C, Green Acres Group Cannabis Plan Update, resolution of the Township of Hamilton authorizing execution of escrow agreement with Green Acres Group, LTS, conditional development. It's your pleasure, committee.
So move.
Second.
A motion and second. Any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Early public comment on agenda items excluding items listed for public hearings. Anybody sign up?
We have no one signed up.
Discussions, formal action may be taken. A is Township Solicitor, appointments for the year of 2024. Last meeting we tabled this to, or put it off till this meeting to find a appropriate solicitor to fill that spot. Does anybody have a nomination?
I'd like to nominate the Warren Leonard law firm.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. Are there any questions? Rita, can we do a roll call vote for that, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker.
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Congratulations.
I don't know which seat it is, but you can have one of them. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
Number 2, resolution rescinding the resolution 24001, appointing alternate conflict solicitor. So just so everybody knows what's going on here, Warren and Leonard was voted in to be the conflict solicitor, and we decided to move them up to solicitor. So now we have to rescind that resolution.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Second. I can do that with a voice vote. Rita, yes?
Is the attorney?
Voice vote? Yes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. We also have a resolution now that we have an empty spot at the alternate conflict solicitor. Are there any nominations for alternate solicitor?
I'd like to nominate Blaney, the group that we had before.
Okay.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second to bring in Bill Blaney as our conflict attorney. Are there any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those
Abstain.
opposed? All those opposed?
Abstain.
3 yes, 1 abstention. Motion carries.
Public hearing, adoption of ordinances. Ordinance 2063, 2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 258 of local township Code of Township of Hamilton, penalties for illegal dumping.
Public
So this is a public hearing. Anybody in the public like to speak? Yes, sir. Come on up.
Good evening. My name is Fred Akers. I'm from the Greater Harbor River Council. And I just want to thank Hamilton Township for taking up this ordinance. I think it's a real breakthrough in deterring dumping to increase the fine and have a reward. I think it's just it's going to be a huge benefit. I do have a question. You don't have to answer that now, but will this apply on private property? So if I own a piece of property and some third party comes and dumps on my property, can I make a complaint and have this?
I would think yes, yeah. Brett?
I'm not sure if this would apply on private property, but I'd have to get back to you on if it applies and if somebody could get a reward if they report somebody dumping on private property. I know the rules are different for us when somebody dumps on our property versus private property, so I'd have to get clarification on that.
Yeah, the reason I brought that up is because I went to the Pinelands Commission meeting on Friday, and I'm pitching this ordinance. The River Council wants all of the River Council towns to adopt a similar ordinance, and I told the Pinelands Commission there's a new ordinance in town that's got a $10,000 fine for dumping, which is, I think, is pretty hot. And that was a question they asked. So I'm searching for the answer to that, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to come and thank you and appreciate Brett's work on this. He picked it up right away and saw the benefit of it, and then you guys did too. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, we're all hoping that this has an impact. I think the fact that there's a reward out there, somebody sees somebody dumping, nobody wants that. So thank you again. Anybody else in the public like to speak? Motion to close?
Second.
A motion and a second to close the public portion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Chair will accept a motion for adoption of this ordinance.
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second to adopt ordinance 2063, 2024. Rita, can we do a roll call vote for this, please?
Yes. Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and adopted.
Okay, we'll move on to introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 2064, 2024, an ordinance authorizing the sale of lots 1123 in Block 308, as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right to prior refusal to purchase such land of the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, and the State of New Jersey.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second to introduce this ordinance. Do we need roll call for this, Ken? Or can we just voice vote these? Roll call? Pardon me? Voice, okay. Are there any questions or comments? Excuse me. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. B, ordinance 2065, 2024, an ordinance authorizing the sale of lots 19 through 29 in Block 312 as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right to prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Ordinance 2066, 2024. An ordinance authorizing the sale of lots 7 through 25 in Block 313 as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting to the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right to the prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. D, ordinance 2067, 2024, an ordinance authorizing the sale of lots 27 through 34 in Block 313 as shown on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton, and granting the owner or owners of said real property contiguous to the same right to prior refusal to purchase such land in the Township of Hamilton, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Move on to awards of bids, contracts, and change orders. A is a resolution awarding a contract for intensive level survey of historic resources Phase 3 to Richard Grubb and Associates as recommended by the Historic Preservation Committee Chair. The amount is not to exceed $49,999.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Rita, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Okay, consent agenda. We have A through 7H. Anybody want to pull anything out? Discuss separately, or are we good to move forward with a motion?
Yeah, we're looking forward to motion.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and second for 7A through H. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Number 8, personnel, a resolution confirming the appointment of Gregory Chambrone as Emergency Management Coordinator for the Township of Hamilton for 3-year term effective 1/1/24 to 12/31/26.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. This is also a holdover from last meeting, Veterans Advisory Board appointments. We have 3 openings, member 3-year term from 1/1/24 to 12/31/26. Does anybody want to make a motion? You can motion all 3 if you'd like at one time.
So moved for all 3.
All right,
We'll
so
have to say the names.
if you wouldn't mind, or I
Yes.
can, it's up to you.
Albert Davenport, Peter Escobar, and Jonathan King.
All right, okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. C, Historic Preservation Commission appointment. Alternate 1, 2-year term, 1/1/24 to 12/31/25.
Make a motion.
Please,
I'd like to make a motion to select Carol, I can't say. her
Pickett
name.
Young.
Pickett Young.
Mm-hmm. We have a
Second.
motion. We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. D, accept resignation of Darlene Tupper, Senior Citizens Advisory Commission.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. E, resolution appointing Robert Watkins of the firm Mott Watkins Associates LLC as floodplain administrator effective 1/1/24 to 12/31/24.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Approval. Minutes, excuse me, Reorganization and regular meeting minutes of January 2nd, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Bills, bill list total, $6,105,313.88. Motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita, could we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Cheek?
Yes.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
Oh, yes, and carried.
Move to reports. Mr. Administrator.
I just want to thank Public Works and OEM for their work during the last storm that we had last week with the rain. The last building got opened on time. Roads were clear when I came to work, so good job. Thanks.
Mr. Solicitor, you've been here all of 15 minutes.
All 15 minutes. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, committee. I look forward to being on the team. Thank you.
We look forward to it, too. Mr. Engineer.
Just a few. There really hasn't been much going on in the last couple of weeks. Leapy Field, the concession stand, the second floor will be going up, starting the walls will be up next tomorrow, and hopefully the roof will be going up shortly after, the trusses. So they're pretty much on schedule. I haven't heard anything that they're running behind or anything like that. So, second, we're going to be meeting with the Park Road Subcommittee meeting next week and discuss the design for that. And we'll be able to present something hopefully in February sometime. And the same is Underhill Park Subcommittee meeting. We'll be meeting and going over that development as well.
Okay.
And lastly is the 2024 road program. We're going to be meeting as well and going over the road list. So more to come in the next month.
Very good. Yep. Anyone have any questions for our engineer? All right, thank you.
Yep.
The Township Committee members. Dr. Witherspoon.
Yes, I would like to report. I will be attending the Atlantic County Economic Alliance annual meeting on tomorrow night. That's going to be held at Smithville Inn from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. So I will be there on tomorrow night. On Friday, I was scheduled to go to the Atlantic County League of Municipalities dinner, but due to anticipated inclement weather, they have moved that meeting until March the 22nd, but they will have a scheduled meeting on February 16th. I just don't know where that is. And I have been RSVP to go to the New Business Crumble VIP house opening, which will be on Wednesday the 24th at 4 o'clock p.m. And I'm glad that we have a new business coming into Hamilton Township. I never heard of these people, but I heard the cookies are excellent, although they're expensive. But I heard that they're really good. So I'm looking forward to attending that on next week. That's my report.
I may or may not have checked them out on the internet today.
Not going to confirm.
My son.
Yeah, it looks very good. Mr. Cheek.
I echo the comments of Brett for our Public Works. We had a pretty easy cruise for a while, and then the last couple of weeks we've been getting nailed with rain and whatnot, and doing a heck of a job, and it's well appreciated. And that's all I have.
Very good, thank you. Mr. Laws.
Yeah, to the same. We're all you guys, a debt of gratitude for standing up for us in those times. Also like to thank you guys for the job that you've done with Leapy Field. That's come along nicely. Greg and I had a lot of phone calls in that process, and I just want to say thanks for staying informative and keeping us in the loop. And it was great. It's great. I drive past it every day, looking for the next thing they're going to do. Also, to Dr. Witherspoon's point, really happy to see a new business opening up in Hamilton Township. Believe me, that's going to be our goal, to help develop business in Hamilton Township and lessen the tax burden on our residents. And we look to do some great things. I hope everybody's ready to roll up your sleeve, work together, and get stuff done. I'm super excited about the team that we've built, and I'm looking forward to knocking 2024 out of the park.
Very nice, thank you. Quick question, do we have a guesstimated completion date for Leapy?
It's anticipated the end of April. It's
Okay.
substantially complete.
Obviously, this
Yeah.
weather's not helping things.
Yeah, there shouldn't be too much delayed with any material as of right now.
Okay.
We do need to get the water tested for the well,
Mm-hmm.
and then that will be a water, maybe filtration system may have to be incorporated, but,
Okay.
that shouldn't delay anything.
All right, very
Yeah.
good, very good. I'd also like to tip my hat to the Public Works, but, we've come to expect this type of service because you guys do a great job every storm, no matter what the problem is. There's sometimes when I see a fallen tree that's come into the road and I want to call, but in not too long after that, it's already gone. So I really don't have to get to that point. But we nonetheless, we feel we should recognize what you guys do. It's not an easy job. I'm looking at our Public Works Director right over there, and his eyes are down to here right now because he hasn't slept because of the snow that we got. So we appreciate your efforts. Other than that, I'd just like to mention that we lost Bill Gatto this past week, who was Amy Gatto, our commissioner, and was a long-time committee person here in Hamilton Township. Her father had passed. What a great man, and this town has lost a good person. So, unfortunately, it happens. That's all I have. I'd like to open it up to the public for public comment. Is there anybody that'd like to speak?
Evening. I wanted to let you guys know the school board passed a resolution that we'll be presenting to this body, along with the township. I'm sorry, the county, Atlantic County, the state, and to Dr. Drew's office. Dr. Van Drew's office. For Duberson, one of our board members had brought up the idea to Van Drew that we are seeking monies to potentially fix up Duberson. That was in the excess of $15 million or so. And he would said that he would try to find us money, but he wanted the buy-in from the township, the county, the state, and also from the school board. So our resolution passed on the 3rd that we will bring a wet copy presented to you guys so you guys can do the same, and showing support for those type of activities in the name of Duberson and fixing it up versus the alternate of knocking it down. So, and then the other thing is as you guys know, we had a 2-hour delay yesterday for school opening. We have another one tomorrow. So I think the phone calls already went out. I'm not sure, but it will be delayed. And it's the first time we've done any delays in the last, 6, 8 years. I don't know, forever. Because consortium always told us no. But we've since then started moving away from the consortium and putting our own pressure on it. So it's a good thing because before we only had a choice of open or closed, where with the 2-hour delay is a little bit more beneficial to allow Public Works to do their thing in the morning and make it safer for our children. So that's why it seemed yesterday to be a little bit more on the chaotic side, or this today, because nobody knew what it meant to be 2-hour delay, believe it or not. But now that we've set that precedence, we'll probably continue to use that as a tool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the grant for the Duberson resolution for the township, are you looking for money or just for us to
Just support.
support?
Yeah, that you agree that if we do get monies, that regardless of where the property lands, because I know we've been trying to work with the township to find suitable projects, that if money is allocated towards it, that any one of the bodies would continue to use that money as it would be appropriated for, but not looking for any money from you guys,
Right.
other than support, and maybe if you guys knew of a grant that was out there to help push that kind of thing. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks.
It's awesome stuff.
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. We appreciate you coming in here and giving us reports from time to time. Anyone else? Public? Yes, sir.
Fred Akers. Hamilton Township is a member of the Greater Harbor River Council that was created because of the wild and scenic designation of a number of tributaries in the main stem in Hamilton. So that's kind of who I am. And I don't know if it's my old age or not, but the lights in here
Are brighter.
really bright. So
Yeah.
is that something new?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It was for me. I'm getting older and I don't see as well, so I asked them to brighten it up.
But I wanted to, because the meeting, especially, it was so short tonight, I thought and I'm here, I'd talk about municipal open space. And some of you may know that I worked with Hamilton Watershed Association, worked with Hamilton and the county and DEP, and preserved 1 acre at the end of 2nd Street. It took 3 years to do that, and that's a piece that Hamilton Township owns, the end of 2nd Street, and it doesn't need anything. It's just there. It's a cool, natural piece of land. It's a peninsula in Babcock Creek. So the Hamilton Township has some pretty interesting open space, and I sent a communication out to you all last year about the Kaplan Preserve. And who's heard of the Kaplan Preserve? All right, well, there's a development, I forget the name of it, but it's behind Cloverleaf Lakes. It was a big development, and they put a road out into the middle of the woods with the wetlands, a cul-de-sac, and they developed there, and it was a cluster development. So the Pinelands has mandatory clustering, and what that means is if you have 500 acres and you want to build 100 houses, you can put them on 100 acres, and you have to put them on 1 acre lots, and then preserve what's not developed, the 400 acres. So what happened at this development behind Cloverleaf Lakes is evidently a fellow named Kaplan went to the town, and Phil Sartorio, I think, I learned this from him. So he came to Hamilton and said, I want to donate the open space, which is a few hundred acres, to Hamilton Township. And I want you to preserve it as open space, and I want you to name it after me. So it's a tract of land that goes up to the Pike, down from the 50. When you go down there's that long stretch. There's DEP land on the left, and this Kaplan Preserve on the right, and also part of Watering Grace Branch up here is the Kaplan Preserve. So Hamilton Township said, okay, we'll accept the property, so that they got the deed transferred in their name. And so now Hamilton Township owns this land, and it's just there being natural. It's like fine, we like that because it's good for habitat and plants. So in other future cluster developments, we would rather see Hamilton Township be the owner of the set-aside as opposed to a homeowners association. Because homeowners associations don't want to be bothered with doing anything that might need to be done, and really maybe nothing needs to be done. But there's been some history around where after about 20 years, everybody forgets that it was open space, and somebody wants to build on it or do something with it. So the homeowners association isn't really geared for protecting open space, whereas the Township of Hamilton has open space that they protect. They know how to do it, and they do a good job with it. So I'm just advocating that in the future, if that occurs, we'll be hoping that Hamilton Township will want to become the owner. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to invest any money into it. Probably it's already sitting there now doing nothing, and we'll be fine that way. So I'll give you that pitch.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Anyone else in public comment? Anyone from the public want to speak?
Motion to close.
Second. Motion to close and second to close public comment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We don't have executive session tonight, so I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it.